News has spread around the world in recent days regarding the incident of a deactivated door blowing off an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-9 on the 5th of January. The ripples of this incident have had large effects worldwide, and the story is still developing. In this video, we will discuss what we know about Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 so far, its effects on the wider aviation industry, and what the investigation has revealed. The flight in question was Alaska Airlines Flight 1282, a regularly scheduled passenger flight between Portland, Oregon and Ontario, Southern California. That night, November 704 Alpha Lima was assigned to the route. The airframe in question is a brand new Boeing 737-9 that joined Alaska Airlines just a few months prior on the 31st of October 2023. The aircraft was carrying 171 passengers and 6 crew on board. Flight 1282 took off at 5:07 p.m. local time from Portland Airport's runway 28 left and made a left-hand turn for an initial heading of 128 degrees, roughly southeast. At approximately 5:12 p.m, while Flight 1282 was climbing through 14,800 feet, a loud bang was heard in the cabin, followed by a fogging of the air inside as it violently rushed out the aircraft through a hole left by a door the passengers had no idea was there. A passenger sitting in row 26, close to the hole, had his shirt ripped from his body and out of the aircraft. In addition, multiple mobile phones were ejected, as was the seat cover of the seats directly next to the hole. Fortunately, this seat was unoccupied at the time of the incident. Because of the explosive decompression and subsequent lack of oxygen at this altitude, oxygen masks deployed automatically as the pilots executed an emergency descent. The aircraft landed back on runway 28 left at Portland just 10 minutes after takeoff at 5:27 p.m. without further complications. The pilots elected to immediately return to the terminal rather than stopping on the runway. So what had just happened on board Flight 1282? The Boeing 737-9 is fitted with 10 doors and exits, 2 service doors at each end of the fuselage, 4 overwing exits, and 2 roughly midway between the overwing exits and aft cabin doors. The left-hand example of these centre aft doors gave way over Portland. However, passengers seated in the row that hosts these exits had no idea they were even there in the first place. This is because these exits were deactivated and not visible from inside the cabin. Boeing, the aircraft's manufacturer, outlines that these exits do not need to be activated unless the operator's seat capacity exceeds 200. Alaska Airlines' 737-9 capacity stands at 178. Therefore, these exits were installed inactive and delivered as such, with regular cabin panelling covering the would-be emergency exit. The exit itself is what's known as a plug door. This is to say that, unlike the open and closable doors that passengers use, this door is installed from the inside and is technically larger than the hole it covers. With this design, it plugs the hole, ensuring an airtight seal around it as the internal cabin pressure pushes outwards, pushing the door against the fuselage skin. And it was this component that failed that night over Portland. Unlike plug doors for passenger service exits as seen on the Boeing 767 and Douglas DC-10, which are much more structurally integral, these deactivated plug doors are attached to the airframe with just 4 bolts. In the days immediately following the blowout, multiple airlines and airline regulators began performing inspections of the type, with many airlines grounding their 737-9s voluntarily. Not long after the type was grounded, United Airlines reported that they had found loose bolts on the plug doors of at least 5 of their aircraft. If we follow the trail further, we reach a company called Spirit Aerosystems. Based in Wichita, Kansas, they are the builder and supplier of Boeing 737 fuselages, including those of the 737-9. Reports have since arisen regarding the company's shareholders and employees raising concerns over quality control. Responding to these allegations via press release on the 8th of January, a spokesperson for Spirit Aerosystems stated that we are grateful the Alaska Airlines crew performed the appropriate procedures to land the airplane with all passengers and crew safe. At Spirit Aerosystems, our primary focus is the quality and product integrity of our aircraft structures. From Boeing themselves, the company has admitted to errors and failures regarding Flight 1282 and the wider 737-9 production's quality control. The Boeing CEO, David Calhoun, stated that the company would approach the issue with 100% transparency and would ensure that there was no reoccurrence. It should be noted that while much evidence has been gathered thus far, no conclusion has yet been ascertained at this early stage of investigation. We ask all comments to be mindful of this.